that Blue Devil did, would, or would even want to pay Wack100 anything.
Y'all like this, subscribe, turn on notifications, support a real one, just trying to keep it 100. I ain't here with no sponsors. I'm not here with no agenda, but just to be some voice of reason in this crazy YouTube yarda. Nah, hell no. I've never been on a yard. The only yard I know about is my front yard, like a homeboy from White Fence in Hollywood told me. Shout out to Ben. But today we're talking about Blue Devil. Adam and Wack be going off on the Adam and Wack show, and they recently said that this vato got extorted. You feel me? And I'm going to show little clips of them talking about it. But first, I just want to come straight up and say we already know that he didn't. You feel me? I just can't see it. And there's even his ops. Even his ops are admitting that they can't see that either.
That to have hatred for somebody that you don't know, feelings about somebody like that.
I do want to speak on this. It is wild, this little back and forth between Blue Devil and what the people consider dropouts. For me, I stay away from all of that because I never was part of that. And I just feel like we need to just get over this prison genre versus the people that didn't go to prison genre or whatever. I never went into prison, just the streets. So I don't speak on prison. And I try not to watch too much of prison, because I don't want to get caught up in that. So I suggest if you didn't go to prison, don't get caught up in it too much. You feel me? And don't go back and forth with people that have prison politics that you have no idea about. That's one mistake I did. Even interacting with people online that have been to prison, you don't know about prison, so don't speak on it. So that's why I'm not speaking on that section. The one thing I do respect about Blue Devil's ops is that at least this podcaster knows when to, for me, Blue Devil thought I was gonna hate on him with the Wack100 thing, and it's sad, but our people, we gotta stick together, man. And I'm not saying blindly against the blacks, but at what point do we just use everybody to go against our own people, man? I feel like we're the only people that use other people to go against our own. We ally with others to go against others, against ourselves.
It's wrong. That Blue Devil did, would, or would even want to pay Wack100 anything.
And that's facts. And that's dope that there's somebody that's going back and forth, because he talks a lot of ish about him. He kind of reminds me of how I talk ish about people, but then I'll still be honored. I think if you're being a podcaster, it's cool to talk ish, but if you think that something is wrong, you got to speak up for it. So even though me and Blue Devil went back and forth, when I saw people going for his neck with the Wack100 thing, I had to speak up and say, nah, bro, he kept his composure and acted like a G, actually. But a lot of fools are not G's, so they don't know. And this fool's acting like a G right now, so he knows.
If he was going to spend any money anywhere, it would be amongst the raza.
Super facts. What are we talking about here? If he was going to do something like that, he would have just called some homies and put some racks with the homies. You know what I mean? Trust and believe. That's why it's crazy. I was in LA for many years, and how this all started between me and Blue Devil, it actually started on a good note. I said that the homies run LA, and he couldn't believe that I said that, and he thought it was dope because nobody's ever actually said that Mexicans or Southsiders run Los Angeles. I'm not trying to say that overall, but I'd say, man, you can feel the influence in Los Angeles, bro. It's a brown city.
There would be no coming back from that. And one thing,
another fact. That's why I like this podcast. Forget whatever people hate on him, because he's speaking facts. He could never pay a black dude, especially in Southsiders, and his homies would never let him back in, would never let him kick it. Come on, let's be honest.
We all know.
And he has enough homies. One or two of them are going to be down. In life, you usually only have 2, 3, maybe if you're lucky, 5 homeboys. Most of my homeboys, they were homeboys before we joined the neighborhood. And and all the other ones were acquaintances.
A Wack he always has the receipts. So if Blue Devil gave him money, there would be a way to prove that.
Super facts. Super duper facts. There would be a way to prove it, and he would have put it out there, just like how Blue Devil put screenshots out of criminalgas.
Right? It gives us stuff to talk about.
Facts.
But I feel like if we're going to talk about that type of shit, you got to be completely real with it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That's the only thing I'm not feeling about the Adam and Wack show or Adam is that, or not Adam, Wack, is because he goes too far where you can't trust or believe. I feel like Adam keeps it consistent where you can trust in him even if you don't believe what he like. If you don't, even if you disagree with him, you can trust that he is speaking his truth. Wack is just speaking entertainment truth, whatever works for entertainment. Again, if the lie is more entertaining than the truth, they go with the lie.
Droops and Opina would.
Super facts. Regardless what you think about Opina or Droops, salute to both of them. Opina is actually a pretty good rapper. I just don't like what he talks about the up north. But I guess he got at it with them, and so I understand if he has some kind of beef with them. You know, at least Opina has one. It's just weird when other fools like Blue Devil never really rocked it against Southsider Norteños, and he has a beef. It's more like I understand Opinions, but you know what I mean. What's up, Blue Devil? Relax, homie. And shout out to Droops in Highland Park. I just know too many of his homies from Homeboy Industries. And again, Homeboy Industries, one more time, does not deal with S offenders. And you got to be generally like a good person, bro. So stop hating on Homeboy Industries.
Them dudes would have bounced.
Super facts. Droops and Opina would have bounced.
I know a lot of people dislike Crusty Toes, right?
Crusty Toes. A lot of fools might hate on Crusty Toes. But let's be honest. I ain't calling you Crusty Toes because it's cool. But let's be honest. I don't think anybody believes that Blue Devil paid this fool.
You know, unlike him and other people, you know, that you know, they say what they say about me, but then they throw a gang of salsa on it. That's just a bad look, Holmes.
Yeah.
You know, that's just.
I think it is a bad look to throw extra salsa on it. I've learned that I gotta stop doing that. I've did that a little bit.
Knows how petty a person is. Me, I don't need to do that. He showed fear over the internet when Wack was on his ass, right?
I still don't think he showed fear over the internet. I think he was just like, bro, why am I gonna yell into a phone? But who knows?
But there's no way he paid anybody no money.
And that being said, I do think that Wack100 probably would get him on Blue Devil. I think Blue Devil got shot a couple times, so he can't move as much. So, but
definitely didn't pay Wack no money. For what? Like I said in my video, I've said it twice already. Wack wasn't gonna pull up. He was mad. He was saying some things. I don't believe Wack would have pulled up or even had anybody else pull up because it was on social media.
Facts again, more facts, bro. He wouldn't have pulled up if it was real. He would have just went over there. That's why you guys gotta understand this is entertainment.
Happened to Blue Devil, to anyone at his studio, the cops would go straight to Wack. He ain't gonna beat that case. Wack knows that, man.
Exactly, bro. He'd be dry snitching on himself.
I think in the heat of the moment, he was just saying some things, and in the heat of the moment, we saw what both of them's nature is, right? If Wack would have pulled up, but that's not what he was planning on doing.
Yeah.
What he was planning on doing was exactly what he did. He raised his voice, he made some threats, and he folded. Period. And I know people probably wanted me to go in on him and clown him on that, and I'm not going to do that. I don't believe it.
Anyway, that's enough. Basically, I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that this vato paid Wack100? I don't think so, people. I just don't think so. I'm sorry. And do you think that this is going too far on the internet when we're starting to kind of like get people caught up? That's why like the only part of that No Jumper stuff is that fools on No Jumper are going to prison. You know what I mean? And fools on all these other platforms are not. So let's not start having that happen on these channels between black and brown people. So let me know in the comments below. Did Blue Devil fold with Wack100? And was he extorted? Was Adam and Wack just making entertainment? Or is this the truth of the matter in Southern California between whites, blacks, and Southsiders? For me, I think it was just entertainment. Let me know in the comments. This is your boy Pocho, and I'm
to the OG from San Gabriel. He been on Hater World, Blue Devil. I don't know who told you about the 10,000. All the nigga had was 7,500 to stop.
Bro, that's the other part that's messed up. They were hating on Blue Diesel. D's, man. Blue Devil saying that he paid 7,500 to get Wack off his butt. I'm sorry, but I I can't condone that, and I don't believe it. I don't believe Blue Devil. I just being Mexican food, we are not going to just pass over 7,500 to some fool we don't know. We would rather get beat up. I really feel like Blue Devil didn't do that. Shout out to him. I think if anything, worst case scenario, like he would rather get packed out than pay 7,500. I literally don't know anybody that wouldn't just rather get jumped or rushed and see what they can do. I'm not paying 7,500 to nobody. You better come at me and I'm going to get my best on. You feel me?
I mean, from putting my hands on him.
So Blue Devil, a.k.a. Hater World.
He broke that off.
He gave you $7,500.
He paid.
Damn.
I do not believe that.
I don't know who told the veteranos.
I might have to make this even a separate clip. Do you guys believe that Blue Devil paid $7,500 for Wack? I don't know. Does Wack seem that dangerous? Do you think Blue Devil would be doing the exact same thing that Greedy Me Nalgas was doing? It's just hard for me to believe that. I'm sorry, people. I've never met a vato that's willing to just get extorted like that at this age.
Was it like a willing? Was he happy to give it to you, or did it feel like an extortion?
That's what it sounds like.
He told me.
That's what it sounds like.
No, what he told me was...
I don't think he told him. What do you guys think? Do you think he told him? I don't think he told him.
He said, bro, out of respect and for the disrespect... And I told him, I said, your people find out. He said, how they going to...
That's the only part where I could see maybe where Blue Devil's like, oh, for all this drama, maybe let me just slide you some money. But nah, bro, I just can't see Blue Devil paying off Wack100.
No. So he must have told somebody. He just was like giving me, out of the disrespect he did. Because I came up there and did him a solid. But I don't know who told. I ain't said nothing.
Yeah, but let me know in the comments if you guys think Blue Devil got extorted by Wack100.
Say nothing.